My name is Lyn. I'm a psychologist at ATUNE Health Centres. Something I've noticed in practice over the last few years is a paucity or a lessening of well-being amongst people. And something I've noticed that eludes us is a sense of peace in our lives. What is peace? I see us all striving for peace, and we tend to work quite hard to attain it, and what we tend to do, our strategy of choice, is to reach out to our world and try and get people to behave in the ways that we'd like them to behave, in ways that create a calmer environment for us. And the problem with that strategy is not everybody wants to behave in the way that we would like them to behave. This causes conflict and it causes fighting, and at the end of the day we've got perhaps less peace than we had before we started. And yet we continue and we work very hard at getting people to do what we want them to do. And yet all of that effort leads to no more peace than we've had in the past. The only difference being we've expended a lot of energy. So is peace possible to have? And I think the answer is yes. And is peace possible without exerting influence on others? And I think, again, the answer is yes to that question. What can we do? How can we change our world so that peace is achievable? Well, I think what we need to do is not look to others and not look to change our external world. Let's not try and change our circumstances and our context to create peace, but let's look to where we're going to see guaranteed change, and that is if we look inward toward ourselves. If we change what we can within ourselves, then we perceive our world a little bit differently. And I think that's a guarantee of change if we're willing to do it. What can I do? I think firstly we need to accept that our circumstances are what they are. Let's stop looking outside to change our circumstances, but let's accept that they are what they are. Secondly, I think it's helpful for us to be aware of ourselves within our environment, accepting it is as it is, and learn to manage our arousal so that we're calmer inside. What do I mean by that? What I mean is when we feel like getting upset, let's perhaps pause for a moment, take a couple of breaths, and learn to respond rather than react to our external environment. Just those 2 tips alone could create a greater peace in your world. Thanks for listening.